Chicago didn't wake up to rumors. It woke up to rupture. Before sunrise, a single headline ripped through the WNBA ecosystem and changed the temperature of the entire league. Phones buzzed non-stop. Group chats froze mid-sentence. Front offices scrambled into emergency mode. Not because of a bad loss or a locker room leak, but because the story attached to the Chicago Sky and Angel Reese carried words that don't belong anywhere near a box score. Legal language. Suspension chatter. Compliance questions. The kind of vocabulary that doesn't just threaten games, but careers, reputations, and institutional credibility. Almost immediately, the league felt different. Angel Reese has never existed quietly in professional basketball. From the moment she entered the WNBA, she carried momentum, controversy, and attention in equal measure. She arrived as a symbol, not just of rebounding dominance or competitive fire, but of confidence that refused to shrink. That same presence that electrified college basketball followed her into a league that is far less forgiving of noise, far less patient with adjustment, and far more political behind closed doors. When the Chicago Sky drafted her, it was framed as a reset. A franchise searching for relevance latched onto a player who brought cameras with her. Expectations exploded instantly. Every rebound became an expectation. Every off night became a storyline. And every expression, every post, every quote was dissected through a microscope that rarely shows mercy to rookies asked to carry veteran weight. Inside the building, the transition was not seamless. Professional locker rooms are ecosystems built on hierarchy, trust, and timing. Minutes matter. Roles matter. And Angel wasn't arriving as just another young player earning her stripes. She was arriving as a headline, a brand, and a lightning rod. Some welcomed the attention. Others quietly questioned how fast the spotlight had shifted. Coaches measured their words. Body language filled in the gaps. Angel tried to be everything at once. Relentless on the glass. Vocal on the floor. Present in the media. Defiant in the face of criticism. But the WNBA doesn't reward blurred identities. One night she looked dominant. The next, visibly frustrated. Online praise flipped to doubt in a matter of hours. Losses stacked. Meetings stretched longer. Tension crept in. And the environment began to feel less like a rebuild and more like a pressure cooker. Then the whispers changed tone. What started as vague chatter about internal reviews quietly escalated into something heavier. The language shifted. Review became investigation. Routine became irregularity. Chicago released carefully worded statements about cooperation and protocol, which only amplified speculation. Angel went silent. And in professional sports, silence is rarely interpreted neutrally. As days passed, speculation ran wild. Fans theorized. Analysts tiptoed. Social media did what it always does, filling gaps with assumptions. The league confirmed little, but the confirmation that did come landed hard. A suspension pending further review. No details. No roadmap. Just enough to ignite chaos. That moment detonated the narrative. Supporters screamed overreach. Critics claimed inevitability. Rival fan bases piled on. And within minutes, another name trended alongside Angel's. Not because it was involved, but because comparison has become unavoidable in this era. Caitlin Clark appeared everywhere in the background, positioned by media and fans alike as the calm opposite to Angel's storm. One star framed as discipline and silence. The other drowning in speculation and scrutiny. Fair or not, the contrast took hold instantly. Behind closed doors in Chicago, things fractured fast. Meetings reportedly turned tense. Conversations shifted from rotations to risk. From development to liability. Lawyers replaced coaches in rooms that once belonged to basketball people. The franchise wasn't just managing a suspension anymore. It was protecting itself. And when reports surfaced suggesting potential legal action being considered, the situation crossed a line no WNBA team had ever crossed publicly. That detail changed everything. Because legal action isn't discipline. It isn't accountability. It's escalation. It turns a team-player relationship into opposing sides. It raises questions not just about what happened, but about who knew, when they knew it, and whether systems failed before individuals did. Angel's camp pushed back hard, suggesting panic, mismanagement, and a rush to find a scapegoat. The Sky, according to reporting, hardened their stance, framing the issue as trust, disclosure, and organizational exposure. Then the ground shifted again. Leaks suggested the league itself began requesting additional documentation, training protocols, medical oversight, internal approvals. Suddenly, Chicago wasn't just pointing outward, it was being examined inward. And that terrified everyone involved, because if scrutiny widened, responsibility wouldn't stop with one player or one franchise. It would expose how young stars are handled under immense pressure, how systems strain under attention, and how quickly control can slip when optics collide with reality. The locker room atmosphere reportedly collapsed. Players distanced themselves publicly. Some posted vague messages. Others went quiet. Trust evaporated. Fear replaced unity. Around the league, players watched closely, knowing whatever precedent was set here could follow them later. Sponsors paused. Campaigns disappeared without explanation. Silence from brands spoke louder than statements ever could. And still, the league office said almost nothing. That silence may have been strategic, but it was loud. Because now the WNBA stood at a crossroads. Protect the franchise. Protect the player. Or protect the league's image at all costs. Each option came with consequences. And none offered an easy exit. Angel Reese retreated from public view. Friends described isolation, anger, and exhaustion. When she did speak, it was emotional and polarizing. Enough to rally supporters. Enough to inflame critics. Public opinion hardened fast, and public opinion doesn't wait for verdicts. Then came the most destabilizing whisper of all. That Angel was considering every option, including stepping away if the situation escalated further. Not as surrender, but as leverage. The kind of move that would force the league to confront uncomfortable truths about power, compensation, protection, and control. Because this was no longer just about one suspension or one lawsuit. It was about who holds leverage in women's basketball. About whether stars are protected or discarded when pressure peaks. About whether silence is demanded or truth is negotiated. About whether the system bends to its most visible players or breaks them to preserve order. Angel Reese is no longer just a polarizing forward on a rebuilding team. She has become a symbol of collision. Between spotlight and structure. Between individuality and institution. Between control and autonomy. And now the questions belong to everyone watching. Did the Chicago Sky act to protect the league, or did they cross a line that cannot be uncrossed? Is this accountability, or is it sacrifice? And what does this mean for every young star entering a league that celebrates visibility but punishes volatility? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this story is bigger than one player and bigger than one team. If you think this ends quietly, think again. The fallout is just beginning. If you want the real breakdowns the mainstream won't touch, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because the next update could change everything.